Hello wonderful interpreters, and thank you again for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to talk about the scheduling system trials, election updates, and more. So let's get started. And this is the title of our video today, the scheduling system failed tests. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, I want to let you know that we've been in communication with the governor's office since we emailed them our latest petition asking for independent interpreters to work with our restrictions. As you can see right here, Caitlyn Jekel from the governor's office contacted me on August 14th to let me know that a meeting with us was going to be scheduled. Now, our video meeting was granted, and it took place yesterday, which was Thursday, August 20th. And as you can see right here, several L&I's representatives joined our meeting, and we were able to plead for a dual system, advocating for independent interpreters, and more. I will have a video update in the next few days with the outcome of the meeting and all of the details. I want to talk about a situation that happened last week when many L&I interpreters didn't get their direct deposit from L&I at the scheduled date. Now, our team contacted L&I right away, and as you see right here, Elena Virueta from our board contacted L&I. She emailed me right away when she got an answer from Jennifer McCleary. The Office of Financial Management, IT guys from L&I identified the problem and they corrected it. And as you see right there, she was instructed to know that the payment would be coming in the next few days. Shortly after that, they made the announcement that the providers that didn't receive payment would be expecting to receive direct payment this week. Okay, or in the next few days, as you see right there. I also want to commend one of the interpreters that we have in the area, Alec. He promptly shared in our zero commission group that we have here in the South the response he got from L&I when he emailed them about this problem, and they were able to tell him that his payment would be deposited by August 14th. So they quickly worked on this issue, and it wasn't anything weird or nefarious that some people were talking about that, because L&I is implementing this system, now they don't want to pay interpreters or businesses, agencies. It was nothing like that. They had an IT problem with the Office of Financial Management. So I just wanted to let you know that this happened. Now, I'm going to introduce you to a new segment right here, and I'm going to call this segment in my videos WFSE Local 1671 Shenanigans. Let's see what this is all about. WFSE Local 1671 Shenanigans this week. Now, what you see right here is just an email that they sent recently to all DSHS interpreters saying that their calls to Governor Inslee's office were working because they are asking Governor Inslee not to outsource jobs outside of the state. So this is just, more of the same propaganda, their hypocrisy and so on. But then if you see right here, they're telling interpreters to tune in to a short video prepared or made by their secretary, Ruth Valderrain, which is a Spanish interpreter in Clark County. We're going to come to this again later on. And then there it is. I was like, really? Now, as you can see from the second part of this email, they're telling DSHS interpreters to call the governor, to stop DSHS from offshoring publicly funded jobs to less qualified, non-state credentialed interpreters in other countries. Now, this is grand. Now, what they do not understand is that the interpreters that have been calling L&I and the governor's office to let them know and to tell them, please do not take jobs away from Washington, keep jobs in Washington state, those are L&I interpreters, okay? These are not just DSHS interpreters. We are the ones suffering from this, and we have been telling people in high places, the governor, L&I, don't do this. This is the same union that interfered in the process with the scheduling system to have their pals and their bodies winning the contract. You remember this. This is MyLanguageLink, now called Interpreting Works, and this is the company that's a foreign profit corporation, okay, that has a headquarters office in Estonia, Connecticut. And I'm not going to talk too much about it. If you want to see something, more in depth when it comes to this, please tune in the video and click up here, okay? Now, these geniuses at work, these are the same people begging the governor not to outsource or offshore jobs from Washington State, but these are the geniuses that wrote this law that says something like this, so ambiguous. And this ambiguous detail right here says, or language, when a nationally certified, state certified, or authorized language access provider is not available, a state agency is authorized to contract with a spoken language interpreter with other certifications or qualifications deemed to meet agency needs. So do you see the hypocrisy right here? So they're pretty much telling the state with this law right here, the state agencies are having permission when they cannot find a DSHS interpreter, somebody certified in Washington, or a nationally certified interpreter. They could use any other interpreter that the agency thinks their certification is okay. This is pretty much what he's saying right here. So these people, they're hypocrites. They created this problem and now they're offering, a stupid solution. And it shows the power that they have and it's none. This is showing how powerless they really are. They don't even know what they're doing, these geniuses. And I just wanted to show you this so you see the extent of the situation we're dealing with when it comes with this union trying to monopolize interpreting services in Washington State and why it's so dangerous for these people that are not interpreters to write these laws and have this influence. This is why we need our own union. Now, let's talk about the scheduling system trials. An anonymous interpreter sent us information about how this interpreter volunteered, or L&I actually offered this interpreter to participate in a study, to learn how to use and experience the Labor and Industries and Interpreting Works language interpreter portal, as you see right here. So of course we're not going to reveal the name of this interpreter, but this is the agreement, and this study is conducted by a company called Anthrotech. And I just wanted to show you this. And they were offering interpreters, or they are offering interpreters, as far as we know, a $100 Amazon gift card, okay? Anthrotech would be giving them instructions once, they're ready to start. Now, this is a sample of an appointment that this interpreter shared with us. And as you see right there, it says orthopedic appointment, and it has a date. Of course, we have to block out some information that would compromise the identity of this person. This is an appointment for 30 minutes in person. And you see how, they have their Interpreting Works platform already testing for text messages and email. After we received these concerns from the interpreter, the anonymous interpreter, our team was able to deduct from her concerns, that the system emails and texts interpreters job offers. So interpreters would have only 10 to 15 minutes to accept or reject jobs. The calendar sync option gives scheduling system access to your personal calendar. It constantly tracks interpreters to see who's closer to a facility. There is a potential invasion of privacy and unfair advantage to some interpreters. This is the feedback from this interpreter, okay? Only 20 to 30 minute appointments and field rates causing decrease in quality of care. Now, do with this what you will, but this is something that we wanted to let you know because interpreters are trying this, and this is what their feedback is when it comes to their study and how they're testing the scheduling system. Finally, this interpreter finished with this comment that says, I see a high risk for less access to jobs, slow response times, therefore a very restrictive system. That's something that I wanted to put out there. So, whatever they're working on, it has their kinks, and it's everything that we've been talking about, how a scheduling system is not viable in the L&I system. And that's something that we've been repeating ad nauseum with L&I. Now, I had another question, and and this was another text message that I received, and I wanted to share with you. And it says, hey, Juan, quick question. Does the law say the governor has to tell L&I to stop the scheduling system implementation because we don't have a union yet? I've been hearing that was a possibility. What do you think? And of course, I said, thanks for your question. I'm going to address that in a video, and this is what I'm doing right now. So let's see what the law says, because this is a question that I've been getting a lot, and I just got to go to the law. Let's go to it. Now, this is the final bill, SB 6245 from 2 years ago, and it was amended this year, but only to include health benefits and to change the eligibility date for a language access provider to be considered an interpreter, which is January 1st, 2019. But when it comes to collective bargaining, the law stayed the same. And I'm not going to read all of this. If you want to pause this video, you're welcome to do so. But I'm going to read this specific part right here that says the governor is the public employer of language access providers who, solely for the purposes of collective bargaining, are public employees. There shall be collective bargaining as defined in RCW 4156-030 between the governor and language access providers. And then it starts detailing, the kind of bargaining units that, you have the right to form. And it includes a bargaining unit for L&I. And it talks about negotiation. You can negotiate retirement benefits. You cannot strike, and so on and so forth. But when it comes to the governor, having to stop the implementation of the scheduling system just because we do not have a union yet, you see right there that the law says that the governor is considered the employer of language access providers for the purposes of, collective bargaining. But that doesn't mean that the law is saying that he has to stop the implementation. Whenever you have a group of workers that want to unionize, it is the responsibility of that group of workers to find representation, to find an organization, a labor union or labor union organization willing to organize them and win legal representation. And that is the heart of the issue. What we have been told from the governor's office is that the governor is not going to touch the implementation. It is upon L&I interpreters, ourselves, to organize ourselves and to gain legal representation. This is why this has been our focus here at Washington Interpreters, gaining legal representation, because nothing else matters. We have been making petitions, of course, but some petitions are really relevant and some are not. So asking the governor to stop the implementation because we do not have a union, in my opinion, it's not going to work, and we've been told the governor is not going to touch that. So I hope that, that really answers, this interpreter's question, because this is what we need to be focusing on, winning the election, which brings me to more news that I have for you. We are almost ready to call for an election. We have been working on our numbers. We have been working on the amount of cards that we have, and we're just verifying the numbers that we have right now so we can call this election very, very, very soon. And so, you already know who we are. We have already sent you the flyer. You have seen the design. You have seen the message. You have seen what we've done, going to Olympia, implementing amendments, and even earlier this year by March, requiring L&I to submit a report by December. And so, what we're asking for you to do is to please help us. Here are the instructions to help us with signing the cards. Just click on that link right here. Okay, and if you don't find it, if you don't click it here, just find it in the description box. But click on the link, print, fill out the card. Okay, choose the L&I option. Choose yes for the appointment question accordingly. Take a picture of the card, email it to us, or mail it to this address, P.O. Box 584, Auburn, Washington 98071, so we can call this election quickly. Now, let me level with you, L&I interpreters. There are a lot of distractions right now. We need to organize now. We're going to be pretty soon, very soon, ready to call this election. So what we're needing from you right now is to please help us solidify that lead by signing a card. Okay, email it and text it to us. I just shared with you the instructions. Do not lose hope. This is what we have been telling L&I. We should be allowed to work independently without restrictions. It is an administrative decision from L&I to allow us to work independently. There's nothing in the law that says that they have to restrict independent interpreters from directly billing the department or only working for urgent care and emergency appointments. So please help us. I hope this video is informational. Pretty soon we're going to have a couple of more videos with very interesting details and information, and even interaction with some other stakeholders about the implementation and how they feel about it. So stay tuned. May God bless you and have a great day. Bye.